Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's September 19th, 2022 and it's reported that Barcelona are keeping tabs on Chelsea's midfielder Jorginho to try to sign him in the summer of 2023. It's also reported that the clubs are keeping tabs on Real Madrid's Marcos Asensio, and there's speculation that Barcelona could have reached a deal with Atletico Madrid in regards to Antoine Griezmann. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, before we begin with the news, I would like to discuss the Barcelona jersey raffle. For those of you who just joined the channel, I did a raffle, a Barcelona jersey raffle when the channel reached 1,000 subscribers as a thank you to all the wonderful supporters of this channel. However, the winner never came forward and claimed his prize. So as a result, I will be doing the raffle once again and I will be picking a new winner that will get to take home a Barcelona jersey of their choice. They'll get to choose whether it's the home, away, or the third kit, and they'll get to choose also what number and name will be printed on the back. Now all you have to do to participate in this raffle is subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below. Now the comment doesn't have to be a full sentence, it could be one word, it can be an emoji, it can even be just one symbol. You can make it to be whatever you want. Just make sure you subscribe, you like the video, and you leave a comment down below so you can enter the chance to win a Barcelona jersey. Now I'll begin with the news that the international break has officially began and 18 players from the squad have been called up to their international squads and only 6 players remain at the club. Now La Liga will resume the weekend of October 1st where Barcelona will have a very hectic calendar until the World Cup break, where Barcelona are expected to play 12 matches from October 1st until November 9th, where they're going to be playing one match every 3 to 4 days. Now Barcelona will resume play on October 1st against Real Mallorca in an away game, followed by a Champions League match against Inter Milan in Italy, followed by a match against Villarreal, then once again against Inter Milan in the Champions League, and then they will face off against Real Madrid in the Clásico on October 16th. Now speaking of El Clásico, Robert Lewandowski has given an interview to the club where he was asked what match he is more excited for to play in, and he said that he's very excited to play in the match against Real Madrid. And I have to say that I too am excited to see what Robert Lewandowski will do against Real Madrid, who has had an amazing start with Barcelona, where he has scored 11 goals so far and where he's playing like he has been playing with Barcelona for several seasons. Now with Barcelona's victory over Elche this weekend, Xavi has become the coach with most victories in Europe's top 5 leagues in this 2022 calendar year. Now Xavi has 19 victories in 26 matches and he sits in first place, and right behind him is Jurgen Klopp and Ancelotti with 18 victories in 25 matches. Now with the same victory against Elche, Xavi has also equaled Pep Guardiola's record by winning 5 consecutive matches with 3 goals or more, and that record was held by Pep Guardiola in 2010-2011 seasons, where the Barcelona went ahead and won La Liga and the Champions League. Now speaking of records, Marc-Andre ter Stegen is very close to breaking his own record, where he went 500 minutes without conceding a goal in the 2019-2020 season. Now Marc ter Stegen has so far went 444 minutes without conceding a goal, so if he keeps a clean sheet against Real Mallorca, he will be breaking his own record. Now Marc ter Stegen has had an incredible form this season so far, where it was discovered that he had a knee injury that prevented him from weightlifting, which affected his mobility and strength, and therefore he did have a bad performance during last season. However, he did have a knee surgery at the end of last season, and he took the entire summer off, where he underwent special sessions of rehab and strength training, which have as a result contributed to his incredible form this season so far. And of course, it also helps that he has an incredible backline composed of Jules Koundé, Ronald Araujo, Andreas Christensen, and Eric Garcia, who have helped the German goalkeeper to keep a clean sheet in several matches, and he has only conceded 1 goal in 6 La Liga matches. Now on to the news that Barcelona are reportedly keeping tabs on Chelsea's midfielder Jorginho to try to sign him in the summer of 2023. Now Jorginho's contract is up with Chelsea in June of 2023, and if he doesn't renew his contract with the London-based club, he will be able to sign a pre-contract with any club in January of 2023. Now Barcelona are heavily linked with Jorginho since they are going to try to reinforce their midfield, given that Sergio Busquets will be leaving the club at the end of his contract in the summer of 2023. Now, Barcelona are also being linked with Real Madrid's Marcos Asensio. However, this report is most likely false, and it's likely that it's a marketing strategy by his agent who's gonna try to raise the player's profile and create more hype around him, since Marcos Asensio will be looking to leave Real Madrid pretty soon, given that he's not getting much playing time under Ancelotti. Now, as I reported in a previous video, Xavi had stated during the press conference leading to the Elche match that this international break will be crucial to determine the future of Pablo Torre. Now, as I reported many times before, Pablo Torre was signed as a Barca Athletic player with the idea that he would feature with the senior team. Now, after spending the entire preseason with the first team, Xavi and the coaching staff decided that Pablo Torre was not quite ready to be a permanent fixture of the first team, so they decided that he would train exclusively with the senior team, but he would play all of his matches with Barca Athletic. Now, Pablo Torre has refused to play with Barca Athletic, and he even requested that Barcelona loan him back to his former club, Racing de Santander, who play in the second division, because he prefers to play in a second division over playing with Barca Athletic in the third division. Now, it's reported that Barcelona will be meeting with Pablo Torre in the upcoming days to discuss his future, and it's expected that the club will offer him the same deal as before, that he will get to exclusively train with the first team, but play all his matches with Barca Athletic. He will also get to play some matches with the first team, including La Liga matches where the opponent is weaker and when the Barcelona are already up. And some matches win the Copa del Rey, where Barcelona always field youngsters during the initial matches, and even in the Champions League, where Pablo Torre has already had a chance to play against Victoria Pilsen when Barcelona was up 5-1. Now, Pablo Torre is very young, and he needs to get as much playing time as possible so he can continue his growth and development. So these meetings will be very crucial to determine his future, because the player needs to start playing as soon as possible so he can become ready to be a permanent fixture of the first team. Now, on to the news that Antoine Griezmann started in the match against Real Madrid, where Atletico de Madrid lost 1-2, and that has given rise to speculation that Barcelona might have reached a deal with Atletico de Madrid in regards to the French player. Now, as I reported many times before, Atletico de Madrid are currently only playing Antoine Griezmann for 27 minutes each La Liga match and each Champions League match so far, because they're trying to avoid triggering the clause that would force Atletico de Madrid to purchase Antoine Griezmann from Barcelona for 40 million euros. Now, for the first time this season, Antoine Griezmann started the match against Real Madrid, and this has given rise to speculation that Barcelona might have reached a deal with Atletico de Madrid in regards to the French player. Now, Atletico de Madrid's coach Simeone was asked in regards to this in the press conference, and he played it off as a footballing decision, which he has been doing so far, but we all know that Atletico de Madrid had imposed a minute restriction on Antoine Griezmann because they don't want to trigger the clause that would force them to buy the player for 40 million euros from Barcelona, and this is further evidenced by the fact that Atletico de Madrid reached out to Barcelona over the summer and offered us 20 million euros for the French player, which Barcelona rejected. Now, on to the news that Jules Koundé has given an interview to the French outlet L'Equipe, where he explained why he chose to join Barcelona over Chelsea. Now, Jules Koundé was very close to joining Chelsea over the summer transfer market, and he admitted that he had spoken to Chelsea's coach Thomas Tuchel, and that Tuchel had convinced him to join the London-based club. However, he spoke to Xavi afterwards, and he decided to ultimately join Barcelona because, as he stated, he preferred Xavi's words over Thomas Tuchel. Now, Jules Koundé said, "First, I come to a huge club which has known good times and which lately has had less. I come to a project that I would not call reconstruction, because we already have a competitive team, but rather being upturned. I was interested in being part of this new wave, in search of titles, and to put Barca back where it has always been, among the best clubs." Then there was the conversation with the coach. We talked about football mainly. I felt a real confidence from him, that he had real knowledge of myself, my game, and my qualities. When I talked to him, he told me that my qualities correspond to his game plan, starting from the back, playing high, using my qualities of speed and anticipation. He also wants an aggressive team. We are one of the teams that presses high, that runs more. He saw me in the system, and I saw myself in this team that I saw make a pretty crazy rise up the table. With Sevilla, we were 15 points ahead of them in the middle of the season, and Barca, with Xavi, had a superb second half. I saw him play a lot. I saw the changes he made and what direction he was going in. I liked it. Now, with these statements, Jules Koundé has confirmed that Xavi was instrumental in signing the French player, who has had a spectacular form all throughout the season so far, and who has become a fundamental piece of Xavi's plan to bring back Barcelona to its glory days before Josep Maria Bartomeu ran the club to the ground. Now, as I reported in my last video, which I will leave the link for down below in the description in case you want to check it out, Luis Enrique has called up 6 Barcelona players to the Spanish national team, and he has excluded Ansu Fati. Now, it's reported that this decision has hurt and upset Ansu Fati deeply, whose family had already purchased airfare to go see Spain against Portugal, thinking that Ansu Fati will be playing in that match. Now, Ansu Fati believed that he will be called up by Luis Enrique, who has said in the past that it doesn't matter how many minutes you play with your club, that if he likes you, that he will call you up to the Spanish team. And Ansu Fati had believed that Luis Enrique was a fan of his play and that he would call him up despite not having enough minutes with Barcelona. Now, Barcelona are currently being very cautious with the young Ansu Fati, and they're only playing him for a certain amount of minutes because they don't want his injury to resurface. And even though Ansu Fati has had some good form, he has yet to reach that form prior to his injury, and hopefully this decision by Luis Enrique will not affect the player's morale. Now, we will end today's video with 2 brief updates. The first one being that Barca Athletic drew 0-0 over the weekend, and they now have 2 victories and 2 draws as Rafa Marquez's men look to be promoted from the 3rd to the 2nd division of the Spanish league. Now, the second update is that Jorginho Dest had a terrible debut with AC Milan in Serie A, where he came off as a substitute during the halftime, and in less than 10 minutes he caused a penalty where AC Milan lost to Napoli 1-2. Now, Jorginho Dest had previously played 2 matches with AC Milan, and both of them were in the Champions League, so this was his first match in Serie A, and with this defeat, AC Milan are now 5th in the table of the Serie A. Now, Jorginho Dest is currently on loan to AC Milan, and there is an option to buy in his contract worth 20 million euros, so hopefully the American fullback will be able to convince the Italian club to buy him from Barcelona during next summer transfer window. Now, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I'd like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video, and as always, Visca Barça.